I'm Hal Humphreys, and this is your weekly briefing from Pursuit Magazine and PI Education. We've been talking all month about origin stories. I promised you I'd tell you mine, so here it is. I grew up just outside of Humboldt, a small town in a sea of cotton, corn, wheat, and soybeans. I grew up with red on my neck and dirt under my nails. I grew up in the land of wood-fired pit barbecue. I grew up on a farm in West Tennessee. I grew up on this farm. I learned to drive on a tractor, not this one. It was my dad's old Farmall Super A, held together with baling twine and duct tape since 1950. When I tore down the field road on that thing, I felt like a man. Friday nights, I was a kid again. I would hunker down on my grandmother's sectional sofa and watch Jim Rockford with her every Friday evening. Watching Jim Rockford tear ass down some California highway, retooling my ideas of what it meant to be a man. That gold Pontiac was the sexiest car I'd ever seen, until December 11, 1981, when another PI and another exotic locale drove another car altogether. I daydreamed about that car all the time. I told my dad nonstop how I was gonna own my own PI agency and drive that red Ferrari all over West Tennessee. In my mind, my grandmother's house was Robin's Nest, and the rutted gravel drive was the pea gravel lane that Magnum spun out on. Every Thursday night, TV dinners, watching Magnum, learning yet again how to be a man. I went into the family business, sort of. We lived on the farm, but my dad appraised real estate. I measured houses and took comp photos and learned the trade. I also learned how to be a man from my dad, an honest businessman, a gentleman. So I went to college, got a degree in business, and became a real estate appraiser. I did that. I appraised real estate for nearly 20 years. Until I started to feel a little bit burned out. I started to get lazy with the work and knew I needed to make a change. Nearly 20 years to the day that the last episode of Magnum PI aired, I made a personal choice that landed me in jail. I was stopped for speeding, 43 and a 40. But it wasn't the 3 miles per hour. It was the 2 glasses of wine. I was lucky. The price was only a couple months probation, several $1,000s. Thank God nobody was hurt, no permanent damage was done. But being handcuffed, being booked, made me think about what I value. The funny thing is, that experience allowed me to let go of the attachments to the career that I had chosen. I began to think about things in terms of callings instead of vocations. I had a conversation with a lawyer friend of mine who said, just kind of offhandedly, you ought to become a private investigator. So I sat down and made a list of strengths and weaknesses. And it was an epiphany. It was one of those aha moments. So that was it, my calling. At the end of the day, it had nothing to do with the cars. It was about what kind of a man I wanted to be. I wanted to be a lot like my dad, honest and reliable. I wanted to be a little bit like Jim Rockford, the kind-hearted sucker for a good cause. And if I'm being honest, I wanted to be just a hint like Thomas Magnum, cool and carefree. The kind of man people come to for help. The kind of man capable of helping. I don't live in a trailer by the ocean in Los Angeles. I don't have a Ferrari. I don't even live on the family farm anymore, but I am a private investigator.